Hi there, this is garyryanblair, and today we're going to talk about the importance of fate, about destiny and free will. And we'll start by asking a question. Does a preordained power exist that we call destiny or fate control both the nature of the events that occur in our lives and the resulting planned or spontaneous actions that we do indeed take? Well, contrary to popular belief, there is not. And if that is indeed the case, then what is this thing called fatalism? And most importantly, what role does it play in our lives? See, fatalism is a belief that stuff happens and that we have no choice but to accept the outcome of events. Fatalism is a doctrine that stresses the complete control of all events or actions to fate or destiny and is commonly associated with resignation, with acceptance, conformity, concession, and submission. Those who embrace fatalism believe that bad things cannot be avoided and that they are powerless to change the future. Well, in my book, fatalism is a false, misleading, dangerous, and manipulative premise. What will be is not necessarily what must be. Now, I'm not a prophet in any sense of the word. However, I entertain a strong bias for action, for self-reliance, and for self-determination, and an intense dislike for fatalism, for excuses, and subjugation. Fatalism is a tool of the weak, for the lazy, and for those inflicted with a courage deficit. It's their way of giving up, of surrendering freedoms and accepting the inevitable without putting up a fight at all. So here's a question to consider. If fatalism does in fact exist, then how much responsibility must we accept in our lives? See, it's easy and convenient to believe that bad things happen to us, like disease, failure, or rejection, and that we have no control over the cause nor the effect. We also find it easy to blame the economy and the teacher, as well as the politicians, for every door that is not open in our lives. The truth is different. See, we have far more power, far more influence and control over ourselves and our futures than we want to ever acknowledge. Now, I'm talking about the power to make choices about what we eat, who we hang out with, how and when we exercise, where we invest our money and our time, and how we balance the short term with the long. And to take full responsibility for your life requires that you fully denounce fatalism. That's right. You've got to kick it to the curb. You've got to back over it and say adios to this whopper of a lie. It's another piece of useless propaganda that has been repeated, it's been recycled and reinforced throughout your life. So you're a transformative being with extraordinary power to bring about any type of change that you desire. That's why you've got to choose hope over fear. You've got to choose to see the future not as something that's out of your control, but as something you can shape for the better through your concerted and your collective effort. And if you're going to surrender anything, then I'd suggest that you surrender the belief that fatalism is your destiny and that there's no reason for you to fight for what you want. Great heart, along with an unbreakable will and an indomitable spirit, will not be denied victory. That's why, if you have any plans on initiating change and making big things happen in your life, then you must learn to enforce your will over any problem or resistance force. See, willpower, without a doubt, is a superpower. It's an undeniable declaration that you're going to succeed. It's the ability to give yourself a command and then to enforce that command. See, all strength, growth, and maturity is the byproduct of willpower. And there's no command as great, nor any words as powerful as the words "I will." There's strength, there's conviction, there's depth, there's solidarity, decision, focus, confidence, and yes, there is sheer determination in the loud, ringing tone which punctuates their delivery. The words "I will" send an advanced message to your mind and to those within earshot. It's a message of triumph over adversity. It's a message of victory in the face of great resistance. It's a message of the strength, the commitment, and the personal constitution to persevere till the end. I will change my life. I will lose this weight and get in excellent physical shape. I will be financially independent and debt-free. I will set the right example and raise excellent kids. I will get through this better, stronger, and smarter. I will not surrender my freedom to anyone or any party. And I will be the master of my fate, and yes, I will be the captain of my destiny. Now, it's worth stating that without the ongoing enforcement of your will, at the most complete collection of talents, the best education that money could buy, and the most honorable of intentions in the world are absolutely worthless. See, deep down, we all know that we only get one bite of this apple called life. We all know that no freak accidents will occur that will provide a second swing of the bat, a mulligan, any kind of a do-over. And we know it, but we too often hide behind it like a bad conscience. So why is that? Well, the answer is a 4-letter word: fear. So what is it that compels people to be fearful? Why do they choose to avoid conflict and confrontation? Why do people allow fear to determine their fate? And why do the majority give up on their dreams, surrender to the slightest resistance, suck their thumbs, and look for someone or something to blame, rather than to enforce their will and to persevere? Well, for far too many of us, it's the result of character deformities and defects. I'm talking about the desire for safety, the inclination to play it safe, and the temptation to remain in the comfort zone is a telltale sign of weakness, a gross, ugly character flaw. The fact is, you're given certain tests and temptations, hoops to jump through, bars to jump over, and obstacles to bulldoze through to demonstrate just how badly you want to achieve or protect something. Your response to any resistance force or authority figure reveals the strength and determination of your character, or it exposes your character weaknesses. And precisely because behavior never lies, it's easy to spot those who bought into the fatalism doctrine and who found a convenient excuse, and those who found a way to confront, to overcome, and to carry on. Now, these type of people know the great heart will not be denied, and that there's no such thing as great talent and great results without great will. Now, I'm going to leave you with this one thought. In one of his first interviews after having spent 27 years in jail in Cape Town, South Africa, Nelson Mandela was asked how he survived and what he wanted to say to those who had imprisoned him. And without missing a beat, he said this. He said, "I am the master of my fate, and I'm the captain of my destiny." And the same principle applies to you, my friend. You are the master of your fate and the captain of your destiny.